working on, I think, Hot Tub Time Machine, and we were shooting in the same area. Also, when I was shooting Percy Jackson, we will hang out when he was shooting Hot Tub Time Machine, and we would hang out off set prior to, when we would both be on different projects. And I'm like, I finally got the chance to work with him. I've been knowing him for so long. A lot of comedy festivals we would go to back in the day, and we would have a good time. It was very. I mean, he looks the same. He does the cool on the piano. Everything he does is really always funny. So it was great to finally be able to work with him on this show. It's cool to have like somebody that you've known for so many years down the line to finally kind of come together and do something real cool.
And he had he this concept always swirling around in the back of his head in terms of because I know he was a previous school teacher himself, a previous kindergarten teacher himself for a number of years before he found comedy and sort of acting. So was this a sort of inkling that he said, if I ever made it big, I want to bring on my past experience and somehow work it in my favor?
Yeah, I think comedy comes from your real life the best. Back when you would do your own shows, when we like the sitcom era with like Fresh Prince or Martin Lawrence or these big shows that we had back in the day in the 90s, it was always focused on like the artist, around the artist. And I think that the reason why this show to me connects so much to Craig's life is because it's really literally his life on TV. As a jazz musician, and at nighttime he would go and play the piano and jazz clubs, and then be at the school in the daytime. And my role that I play with Ben Robinson, I play like a young player, ladies' man, kind of bringing him back to his old life when he's trying to be this stand-up teacher, and I'm kind of the guy that's kind of getting them to have fun and you have drinks and party. So he's balancing these two worlds in the show, and it's really interesting to be able to have that comedy dynamic with him because
And
he's at another place in his life, and I'm kind of still in the jazz part.
And what I saw was prominent in terms of watching Mr. Robinson, I watched a good bit, was apart from the teachers, you got some really talented young teenage actors in terms of playing the classmates here. And they do a wonderful job in terms of bringing comedic humor themselves, taking there of like Dante Brown in terms of that, a few others in terms of his sort of classmates within the sort of class. And they interact with the other characters outside of Mr. Craig Robinson. I know there's good scenes between Dante and yourself in one particular sort of episode as well. So
Yeah,
the young cast as well really stand up to their peers in terms of this TV series.
I think when you say stand up, what do you mean?
So they don't take a back seat in terms of this. They
Yeah,
really
oh
they
yeah,
really shine.
yeah, they do shine. I think that the cool thing about the classmates, like they have this dynamic with Craig and myself, where it's like this banter where we're going back and forth, and kids, they especially kids in this generation, they really don't back down. And I think that the comedy comes in where we're just not having these innocent kids where they're just happy. It's like no, they're coming back with the one-liners, coming back with stuff. But me and Craig, we're both like boom, the kids, the students, and my characters, they're shooting back. They're making sure that they're not just being ran over and just smiling. So the cool thing about the classroom dynamic with Craig is like having this rock star mentality, and you wake up in the morning and you got these kids who are, I wouldn't say bad, but they're not. They have attitudes of kids that don't take any mess. They're not going to take anything, so they're going to really fight to get their respect as with their point of views and the way it's done in comedy. So I think that's really cool how we go back and forth with the definitely the one liners in the classroom too. Because
Yeah,
I'm
and
barely in the classroom. I'm mostly in the club.
yeah.
I'm his other life. My character's more. I think I go to school a couple times, but I'm mostly in the club.
Yeah, and there's a good lot of raunchiness in terms of the sort of storyline, in terms of
Yeah,
script. Everyone has sort of their own little world in terms of their own sort of mini sort of crisis going on, and their own sort of problems in terms of the this sort of Mr. Robinson as well. That
yeah,
they're all flawed. There's not a person here that doesn't
yeah.
have a boring, normal day-to-day life. They're all like extraordinary people, and your character as well, Ben, he sort of, dare I say, a hard day's, honest day's work. He likes to find the easy way to live the easy life in terms of that and have the riches that is provided. Thought of getting down and dirty and maybe working
Yeah.
a construction site is not for him.
Well, it's a rock star show with a rock star cast. I think that's how Craig. If you ever see him live, Craig does that same performance live where he plays the piano and he does comedy and does these one liners and these songs that he plays and he makes them funny. He does cover songs and he makes the cover songs funny. So I think that because he has a rock star lifestyle, the comedy matches that. With my character being, like I said, the player ladies man is trying to live that single life while Craig is at school, maybe hungover, maybe as a teacher, and he has to deal with these kids. I mean, no one holds back. No one holds back.
And I suppose, Brandon, we never know with sort of TV series. We've seen several TV series down through the years that have popularity, good sort of TV sort of ratings, viewership, and then someone in a network might decide, nah, just not for me, or might for some reason pull the plug at any minute. And I suppose actors, you can't really take it too hearts too seriously as well, because it happens to so many TV shows, and
Yeah.
it always comes around to every sort of actor as well. So you just get on to the next gig. In some ways, were you a bit disappointed when you heard the news that it wouldn't be continuing, or did you think just that
Um,
that's just the nature of the business?
Nature of the business. I had a great time. Great. It was a good flow. Mostly I do films too, so I just hopped onto a film, and I'm on a series now out here called Family Business New Orleans. Um, it's going to go to Netflix eventually, and I think you guys will see it there. Hold on one second. Is that too loud?
No, no, it's fine.
Okay, I know my kids are kind of screaming. Uh, guys.
No problem. No problem. I can't hear him. I can't hear him. So.
Okay. Um, yeah, it's hard for me to hear you because they're screaming. But yeah, I would say that it would be a great. It's the nature of the business. I have a show called Family Business New Orleans. It's gonna go to Netflix later on. Right now, it's it's actually on Amazon and BET right now. And you know, it's just the nature of the business. I mean, I had a great time making it. If we would have did more episodes, I would have been there for it. But it's like it would have been great to keep it going. But you can't like you said, you can't control. I know there was always an order of six. It was always kind of like that. It was always a mini series, so we never knew if it was going to go or not. So, I mean, for what we made, I believe we made magic. I believe it was, maybe the network could have seen more with it, but I thought it was good.
Yeah, and I believe, Brandon, you have a movie coming out in the next few weeks or so, a real sort of a thrilling sort of story. You might enlighten our audience about that, and in terms of the role you play as well.
Yeah, I got a movie called Beginning to See the Light with Jack Houston, Abby Cornish. It's gonna be on Apple TV. It's about we all are going through a depression, and we all stay at a lighthouse, and we're at the place where our life is at this crossroads where we're trying to find a way where to see the light in life. And Jack Houston's character, his wife and family died in a car accident. He's also a jazz musician. We both are in the show, which is kind of ironic because I don't know, that's the second jazz musician I played. Uh, and I would say that it's a definitely a heartwarming story of something that if anybody is going through any trauma to kind of to see the light and you can uplift yourself through that. So definitely.
Yeah. And Brandon, I know you're just still very much active in the comedy scene, and I do believe you have a show coming out at the moment in various sort of YouTube channels that you might want our audience to know about. We might coming our way in the near future in terms of stand-up comedy.
Yes, my new show called Chest Out is coming out. It's called Chest Out. Um, is my comedy special is going to be probably out in June or July, I think, this summer. So yeah.
Okay. And Brandon T. Jackson, I'm going to turn it over to you now for the final 30 seconds. You might enlighten all our audience, all our listeners, why they should go to Sky Comedy here in Ireland and the UK and check out Mr. Robinson. And if it's for their first time or if they've seen episode one already, and what's in store for them.
Check out Mr. Robinson so you can have some laughs. I mean, it's a great show. Craig Robinson is great in it. The whole cast is amazing. I would love you guys to check me out. Ireland, I love you guys. UK, I love you guys. If you guys know me from Percy Jackson, Tropic Thunder, all the films, keep supporting us at Mr. Robinson. So we appreciate you definitely.